creating content is fun. Creating content as a character your own making, in my opinion, is even better. You get to express yourself exactly how you want to, consistently and without limits. But where do you start? How do you know if a design will work? What can you do to make sure you don't burn out early or want to rebrand only after a few months? My name is Faith, and I'm a professional character designer, 3D artist, and animator. I love everything to do with making VTubers, and I want to help you make the one that you really resonate with. So let's get started with some brainstorming. First, we are going to take a second to make 2 lists. The first list is all the things that you love. Favorite music, aesthetics, story or game genres, clothing you wished you could wear all the time, core beliefs, hobbies, etc. The second list should be a few personality traits describing yourself. Are you a calm or loud person? Are you witty? Are you always sleepy? Do you always like to try new things? Are you competitive? Anything that comes to mind in terms of how you or someone else might describe you. I'll get into more of this later, but try to stay away from personality traits you want to be. If we want a character that feels like a second skin, then it needs to be based on the real you. These 2 lists make up the core of what you will resonate with and want to see in a character. Now, your final design doesn't need to be exactly like this list, but it should feel related to some aspect of it. For example, these are my 2 lists if I was making my VTuber all over again. List 1, folk alternative lo-fi, celestial, teal, fantasy, world building, faith, and grace. List 2, cozy chaos, creative, perfectionist, bubbly, thoughtful, empathetic, and sarcastic. You'll see that purple, the main color of my model, is not actually my favorite color. And that's okay because I still like purple, and its magical association better supports the fantastical mage design. Plus, it leaves all the blues to be the core color for my celestial void theme. So as we continue on, think of this list as a corner pieces to a large puzzle that you are assembling. It might not be the whole picture, but it frames and gives structure to something you'll love when it's done. Step 2, your VTuber concept. This is a coin turned by Yam Albat. A VTuber concept is a single phrase describing a VTuber's identity. This usually consists of personality traits, a profession, aesthetics, and species. For example, Clover is a family-friendly, energetic Highland cow. Family-friendly, energetic Highland cow is hard to say. Pumpkin Potion is a 1930s cartoon goth musician. I'll be going over the general idea, but if you want an awesome deep dive, I highly recommend checking out her video on the subject. Now, take a look back at your lists. What content do you think you're going to make? This can be the profession. What energy do you want to put out and attract in an audience? Like attracts like, after all. That's the personality of your VTuber. Are you going to be your favorite animal? That's the species. Also, don't be afraid of having a contrasting design to your personality. A design that matches your personality will be great for helping your audience quickly identify what kind of vibes your streams or videos might have. A contrasting concept is great too for immediately adding depth and intrigue to your design, because now they need to spend time with you to know who you really are. For example, I created a VTuber model for a friend who wanted to be a goofy elf dragon with a contrasting regal design. People who like fantasy will come for the design and stay for her humor. While this doesn't need to be set in stone, I do encourage writing down a few concepts to start with. Nailing this down now will make the concept art step of the creation process a lot cleaner. With clear concepts, you won't be creating a character in a vacuum and will have a goal in mind for a cohesive design. Creating a concept for my model really helped me when I went to make my version 2 model. I decided my concept was a thoughtful wandering void mage, and just writing that down made me realize the wandering aspect wasn't really coming across at all, and that the celestial aesthetic could be a lot stronger. This pushed me to refine the design and bring clarity to exactly the character I wanted to be and the creative audience I wanted. Now, the best part of brainstorming, the mood boards. For each concept that you came up with, gather images that relate to that idea. Grab patterns, color palettes, environments, outfits, pictures of real faces, overlays, anything that helps you begin to see your persona. When you have your mood boards assembled, look at them all side by side. Does one feel the most like you? Does one get your imagination racing for all the things you can do with the concept? Can you imagine yourself taking on that aesthetic? Is there room for you to create things like thumbnails, emotes, panels, and overlays from this concept? Does it match what you want to do on the internet? Make sure you can answer yes to all these questions for a concept before moving on. If you are familiar with the VTubing world or come from a TTRPG character creation background, you might be asking why I haven't touched on lore at all during this process. And that is because I believe that lore is not a requirement for a persona, nor do I think you should have too much lore before you start creating content as your persona. This character is supposed to be you. Their lore is your history. Giving this budding character too much lore too early in conception, especially if the lore you give is extremely different from who you are and the life you have led, will cause them to become an OC, not a persona. You won't feel like you are being you when you put this character on as your mask to perform. You'll be role-playing, which, if that's your goal, go ahead, but be careful of burning out on the character or eventually feeling disconnected from the character and what you actually do. It'll feel more like a second skin to you and your viewers if you are on the same page about who you are. This isn't to say you shouldn't have any lore at all. I love lore, especially in character design. I have lore for Void Mage, but I made it after I had been streaming for a while. Her story matches my own goals and beliefs. She is her own character, but she's a character that functions and acts like me. As a DM for D&D, I once made an NPC that was supposed to be a self-insert, but the life and personality she had were very different from my own. The way I acted as her had to morph because we were just too different. So she became her own entity that I can't really see as myself at all anymore. So instead of writing lore and then creating the character, have the design influence the story. Design them, connect with it as you, and then ask questions about your own design. Why are they this procession? Is that scarf special to them in some way? How did they get those scars? Okay, now with all the prep work out of the way, it's finally time for the reference sheet. A reference sheet is simply a drawing or collection of drawings that details everything an artist may need to know to draw, model, or rig your character. There are a lot of examples on VGen if you need an idea of what to do. But from a practical angle, a front view, a side view, and a color palette are all extremely helpful for whoever is making the model. Callouts are a great way to show a detail that might be missed or misinterpreted. This is where you zoom in on a specific part of the model to make sure that everything is communicated clearly. Drawn expressions can help the rigger match the personality of your character more closely for either toggles or general facial rigging. While you can just detail a 3/4 view, and that will work perfectly fine for a ref sheet, most 2D VTubers are seen straight on, and for a 3D model, a front view and side view are crucial for accurately showing the proportions and depth of the character. It makes it a lot easier. So think about your end use case and create accordingly. Also, a side note, if you do plan to make a 3D character, you have to model it in a T-pose or Unity will not be happy. So make your life easier if you draw your character like that from the beginning. Learn from my mistakes. Draw your first sketch of your character using your VTuber concept, the ideas you generated from your mood board, and keeping some design tips in mind that I'll get to in a second. But before I get into those, please don't be afraid to go outside the mold with your design. I chose my examples from before for a reason, because they noticeably stand out and are memorable standing next to other VTubers. If you want an anime design, please by all means go for it. They're super cool and fun. But I do think it's really cool that VTubers, we can be anything, in any style. So take advantage of that, and attract viewers who also love whatever you choose and will remember you. Okay, so now for those design tips. Number 1, silhouette. Think, who's that Pokemon? What does the design look like when you fill it in with all black? Can you still tell who it is? This is extremely important when it comes to recognition at a glance and clarity for a new viewer. Number 2, top focus design. Your lower half will likely not be shown very often. It is the upper half of a character that matters the most, because by the nature of the content being the focus, your lower half isn't ever the focus. It should be cohesive with the design, but don't put all the pieces that tell who your persona is where no one will see for most of the time. Number 3, interaction design. As VTubers, we aren't bound by reality, so our community can engage with us in all sorts of fun ways. Are there aspects of the design that could be made into themed redeems, or things that the viewers can latch onto? I have my lantern, which houses the voidlings of the chat, and the light changes to colors depending on the words or emotes that they use. Pumpkin has many classic cartoon pop-ups and anvils that drop on her. If you are an aquatic design, maybe you blow bubbles. The possibilities are endless, so don't let your creativity be constrained. Number 4, color theory. There are 5 types I'll briefly cover to help you pick colors. Analogous. Colors adjacent to each other on the color wheel. Gives a sense of harmony and subtlety. Complementary. Directly opposite each other on the color wheel. The colors strengthen each other and feel bold and energetic. Split complementary. Like complementary, except instead of using the direct opposite color from your base, the colors next to the opposite are used. Similar high contrast excitement, but slightly softer. Tricolors. Colors that form a triangle on the color wheel. This creates a lot of vibrancy. All of these can give you a cohesive color palette, and really just depends on the aesthetic and energy you're going for, so experiment with a couple. Our final design tip. Number 5, clarity. When you feel close to a finished design, chipify your character in a sketch. Do you have to remove essential elements to fit in the style? Can you still tell who it is even if the details are removed? This step helps you decide what the core elements of your design are. Overly detailed designs can overwhelm your audience and make it hard to figure out what's going on in your story and in your character. Finally, after you have finished your design that you are extremely proud of and happy with, mentally double check that your concept clearly comes through. Can you show it to someone else and they get the exact vibe and traits that you want them to get? And that's it! You have a persona that is built on and connected to who you are and is a strong design ready to work for you when you create content. And thank you so much for coming through this process with me. I would love to hear about your designs, so tell me about them in the comments. I also will be making more videos about content creation and 3D VTubers, so subscribe if you want to learn more. You are very loved, and I can't wait to see what you create. Bye, Void!